YouTube channel, and today we're talking about how we can make our travel better, sustainable and cheap. Before that, are you not missing traveling? Because I sure as hell am. I don't know when we're going to get back into that travel mode, but I really can't wait for it. But what I want is for us to take this time to reflect and try and make our travels better for the world as well. So let's get into it. So my first tip for making travel sustainable is reducing our greenhouse gas effect. How we can do that? Well, for the information, first of all, did you know that 8% of the greenhouse gases are emitted because of the travel industry? We take flights or our own vehicles to drive to places where we want to go, explore, and of course it's easier. But the amount of greenhouse gases that we are emitting just for our comfort, our pleasure, which we can definitely get otherwise as well, is huge. And the first tip that I have for you is to reduce that. Try and take lesser flights, try and take less times of your own vehicle, and let's switch to public transport. I'm telling you with my own experience, it's much cheaper and you can enjoy it as much as you want to, because taking a bus, taking the local transport systems, or particularly so walking on the destination is so beautiful. You get to see all the streets, you get to go wherever you want to, take turns wherever you want to, and explore the tiny streets of the place, just follow a stream if you're in the mountains. The places that you will get to see, the amount of money that you're going to save is exponential. Believe me, guys. So the first tip is to reduce air travel as much as you can. We're in a state that we're having to do it anyway, but still, let's reflect on that and try and fly as less as possible. Take a public bus to your transport. Take the local bus if you're going somewhere new and you want to explore the place. Okay, so I'm really sure that is going to help you so much and save so much money, you're not going to believe it. My tip number 2 for sustainable travel is to leaving the place better than we found it. What I mean by that is every time we travel for the journey or the place where we're going, we party and do a lot of fun stuff. Of course, we're there to enjoy our time. Meanwhile, what we forget is that we're leaving our fast food wrappers behind. In India, the food Maggi is so loved, and I for one love it too. And all these chips and other brands that we just love and enjoy so much. Noodles, people who smoking there with cigarettes and lighters, which are all plastic materials, aren't they? We tend to forget where we throw them. We tend not to carry one particular trash bag with us, which can be something made out of cloth or a paper bag if we want, right? And collect all of that stuff in one place, then dump it to a garbage can. But we often tend to leave it at one place, and those things, they create heaps of garbage for those locals to clean behind us, right? So instead of doing all of this, let's try and stick to local foods. Let's try and explore more local foods when we go somewhere new. Such rich taste, such rich culture all across the world, and we have the privilege to enjoy it. We can avoid eating the exact same things that we do in our daily lives and have so much fun with it. So why shouldn't we, right? So what you can do is try and eat more of local foods when you're going somewhere new, or if you have to, and if you feel that you don't have another choice, you can particularly have a paper bag or a jute bag, a cloth bag, which can work as your one trash can for the rest of your trip. At the end of the trip, you dump it into a garbage can, right? From a place where it can easily be cleaned out. What I personally prefer doing, by the way, is wherever I see that there's garbage lying around and people are not picking it up, I take the initiative and by myself, walk to the place, pick that thing up. If there's a garbage can nearby, I put it back in that. If not, I put it in my trash can, my personal trash bag that I'm carrying. How hard is it to do that? It takes only about 2 minutes. So I urge you to, next time when you find garbage lying around on the street, try and do the same if you can. Coming to my tip number 3 for sustainable travel is carrying our own water bottle. How many times does it happen that you step out of the house and then remember that, shoot, I forgot getting the water bottle? Happens a lot, I know. But if we make it a point, add it to our travel lists, our packing lists, we can make sure that we never forget. We can carry one metal bottle with ourselves, reducing the number of plastic that we buy, of course. Also reducing the number of plastic bottles that we just throw it away on the streets a lot of times. Out of our car windows they fly, right? So we can reduce all of that by just remembering to carry one water bottle. You can go to any cafes, any little restaurants, any rest stops on your way and fill those water bottles up. You're going to benefit so much on the amount of money that you're going to save from each water bottle that you buy separately. Also, the transportation costs to faraway places like in India. So many places far away in the mountains, they put so much effort, so much greenhouse gas, so much fuel, and time into transporting those water bottles, which are again packed into plastic over and over and over again, just to get those water bottles to those tourist places. Shouldn't we stop that somehow? I mean, you can make a huge difference even if you save on buying 4 water bottles on your 3-day trip. So think about that, and the next time you're traveling, make sure that you add a water bottle to your checklist. So lastly, what you can do is, for the next trip that you're traveling, make sure that you do not carry any beauty care products with you. What happens is, a lot of the times we tend to reach the destination, girls, we shampoo our hair, we put on our makeup, all that dries off. The shampoos, the chemicals, they drain into the local water bodies. That is polluting the water bodies so much we do not even have any idea. And every single time that we pack those beauty care products, we make sure that we're buying those travel packages that our organizations are so smart to provide us with, but we can save that. Because once that bottle is used, in most cases, we do not have any use for that after it, and we're just disposing it off. That much of increased plastic in the world, that is just too much. I don't think that we need that, right? So what we can do is probably maybe try and shampoo our hair before we go to the trip. Maybe take the time of 3 days or 4 days or for however long you're traveling to detox your makeup look, right? I mean, it would be so wonderful to have you feel natural about yourself in between the nature that you're enjoying so much. And we can reduce all of that just by not taking a simple tiny bag of our makeup or beauty products. Isn't that doable? I mean, that is so easy to do. And we keep thinking about the ways that how can I do something for the planet? Oh my God, it's so huge. How am I going to make a difference? We can. We really can. With these tiny small steps. Alright, so that was about it for this particular video. Now, you can join me on Instagram as well. You can have all of these details on my blog page. I will link all of these things and my social media handles in the description box below. If you're not familiar about what this channel does, I will link our very first video in the description box as well. I have a question for you before you leave. Can you share with me the place that you have on your mind where you want to go as soon as we're out of our houses? We can get free again, feel safe again in our own world. It's a beautiful, beautiful world. Tell me in the comment box below what you think about this video and if you have any suggestions for the future. Till then, stay safe and keep traveling on your mind. I'm going to see you next Wednesday at 7. Bye.